Video games are super fun. There's a lot that goes into video games that make them appealing to both children and adults alike. Today we're going to talk about 10 things that make video games feel addictive. If this is your first time here, I'm Dr. Mike, child psychiatrist at Level Up Mental Health. In this video, we're taking a look at a list of 10 things that make video games addictive for children and adults alike in no particular order. Here on the Level Up Mental Health channel, we talk about how technology impacts your interactions with loved ones, and I give you actionable steps to have strong relationships in a digitally distracted world. Reason number one why games are addictive to people: instant gratification. When you press a button, something happens. Kids love it, especially little kids. Think about it. If you're a little kid and you can have the power of the Incredible Hulk just by pressing a few buttons, wouldn't you want to keep doing that? I know I would. Reason number two: a sense of progression. Leveling up, getting better, progressing through a story. Players start out with a weak, non-fleshed out character that progresses to a heroic, savior protagonist type of character. Some games show their progression by advancing the story through a great narrative that can really draw you in. Reason number three: expected rewards in-game, or non-random rewards. Some examples of this would be leveling up or getting end-of-mission rewards. Throughout a play session, a player will be rewarded for their efforts in the forms of leveling up after defeating a number of opponents, or a new item once completing a stage or a dungeon. Reason number four: unexpected rewards in-game, or random rewards or random events. Examples of this would be finding a treasure or getting a powerful piece of loot to drop from an enemy. In a lot of loot-based games, players will periodically defeat an enemy that drops something much more powerful than expected. To reinforce this in your brain, a very distinct sound and a bright colored beam of light may emanate from the object, basically turning us all into Pavlov's dogs. Loot boxes are a direct monetization of this aspect of our psychology. Number five: slot machine-like mechanics. Sometimes there's actual slot machines in games, and sometimes it's just things like loot boxes. You should know that loot boxes are banned in a lot of countries now, especially if they confer the player a distinct advantage. Sometimes loot boxes just give cosmetic rewards, and I think most people agree that that's okay. Reason number six: fear of missing out. Often players may feel like they're missing out if they're not playing for the day for things like daily rewards, daily activities, or daily challenges or special events. This is obviously intentional from the developer's standpoint in order to entice players to keep playing every single day. As you may or may not know, if you use something every day for a long enough period of time, then it becomes a habit that you no longer need to make a conscious decision to play. Number seven is peer pressure. This works as a reinforcement of behavior to play whether or not there's a desire to play. Friends may be expecting you to play with them cooperatively or on a standing team. Peer pressure and the dread of letting down someone who depends on you is a huge bump in the road for someone trying to manage their own playtime with video games. It would be like abandoning your team before a big game. Reason number eight: rewards for extended playtime. Systems are built into the game to encourage continued play, experience, or point bonuses for a continued win streak, for example. You gotta keep the streak alive. Examples can be in roguelike games where the better you are doing, the better you do, and the longer the game lasts. Another example would be games where you can choose to play for longer form content. Examples would be raid-like content in games like Destiny or World of Warcraft. Instead of playing for a 1 or 2 hour session, you can be expecting to play for a 5 to 10 hour session. Reason number nine: seasonal content. So seasonal content can be either as an event or within a DLC pack, and it's meant to entice the player to make additional purchases. This could be planned content releases, or holiday themed content, or even events such as double experience weekends. And the 10th and final reason is the fear of sucking. Nobody wants to suck at video games, especially a competitive video game. When you're playing competitive games, the experience is overall improved based on the level of skill that you have. No one wants to play a game that they're terrible at, so for any skill-based game, a player will feel compelled to keep practicing the game, maybe even past the point of exhaustion. Now, each of these in small doses can be fine or even a positive thing in moderation, except for paid loot boxes. Those are evil and predatory. But the point is to be aware of these details so that you as a player or as a parent of a player have the information to maintain more control so that the gaming remains a choice during your free time and not just a bad habit. If this was helpful, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also check the description below to see the accompanying blog post on my website and my free downloadable worksheet. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you watch the video that preceded this one to get a full picture of the addictive mechanisms of video games. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I'm Dr. Mike. I'll see you in the next one.